Hey guys, it's Andrea, and today's theme is the professional ballets that I've seen. And just before I start, I'm in my kitchen, and my brother has a pet parrot who lives just right over there. So if you hear some squawking, I don't live in a zoo. My brother just has a pet bird, and sometimes he likes to squawk. But yeah, that's beside the point. So back to ballet. As sad as this is, I haven't seen any professional ballets. Like, none. Which is kind of, I don't know, kind of frustrating, because I'd like to see professional ballets. But yeah, I've seen, local versions of the Nutcracker. Like, before I was at my studio, I saw my studio's version of the Nutcracker, which is fairly large, but it's still far from professional, because we're, teenagers in it. Yeah, I've seen lots of different productions of the Nutcracker. And I almost saw New York City Ballet's Nutcracker, but I didn't. So I don't know why that's in here, but I almost saw it. But I was with my family, and my brothers didn't want to watch it, or didn't want to see it. So we didn't end up going. Yeah. So I decided to talk about, movies, ballet movies that have inspired me. Because I did ballet when I was younger, like most people do. But then when I was in middle school, 12 or 13, I decided that I wanted to start ballet again. And that was because I started watching YouTube, and there were some movies on Netflix that I watched. So I decided to talk about those. So yeah. On YouTube, I think one of the channels that I watched most and got me really inspired to start ballet, and still inspires me now, is Anaheim Ballet, which most people who watch YouTube videos about ballet know who Anaheim Ballet is. But if you don't, it's just a ballet company, like a ballet school in California, who they train amazing dancers, and they post videos on YouTube. But they actually haven't posted a video in quite a long time, which is kind of upsetting. Yeah, because I've seen all of their videos already, but I still like to go back and watch them. Yeah, so Anaheim Ballet, and then I'd watch lots of YGP variations, and I still watch all these things, YGP variations, and I'd watch people like us in Tutu Talk who just talk to a camera. Yeah, so YouTube really helped inspire me and keeps inspiring me. And then also there's a few movies on Netflix that are really very inspirational, and some just random nonfiction movies about ballet that I really like. So first one is Ballerina. It's a documentary called Ballerina. And it is it's a documentary that follows Russian ballerinas in St. Petersburg, from Kirov and the Mariinsky and Bolshoi. And these ballerinas are amazing. They're the true prima ballerinas, the top of the mountain. And it's all in Russian, which is kind of a downside, so you have to read subtitles, which kind of distracts you from the movie a little bit, but it's still totally worth it. And I've seen that movie so many times. Then there's also another one, which I don't like it as much. I don't know, it's just not quite as interesting to me. It's called Étoiles, Dancers of the Paris Opera Ballet. And it's in French, it's not in English either, but for some reason it's just a lot easier for me to read the subtitles in the Russian movie rather than the French movie. But that one's still good. And I'm trying to think if there are any others. There's also, there's Ballet Russes. First Position. That is a good one. I almost forgot about that one. That is, Miko Fogarty, who's amazing. And it, follows her and other dancers as they get ready for YAGP. That just came to Netflix Instant, which was really cool, because that's a good movie. And then those are, the documentary ones. And then there are I think I have three fiction movies, which are kind of silly, but they're really entertaining and ballet related, so I'll just put them in here. The first one is actually, my favorite movie ever, over all movies ever, not just ballet movies, but all movies. My favorite movie is Billy Elliot. I've never seen the musical, but I've seen the movie like 6 or 7 times. And it's about this little boy who comes from this really like small town in the country of England, and then he finds these ballerinas and wants to become a ballerina, and it's really touching and it's sad and it makes you cry and it makes you laugh, but it's really good. So watch that. That's my homework for you, is to watch Billy Elliot. And then also there is Center Stage, which is really kind of, I don't know, it's really like goofy and cheesy, and it's a 90s movie, so it's just very, I don't know, not very like a good quality movie, but it's very entertaining, and I've seen it a few times. It's just about this girl who goes to New York City to become a professional ballet dancer, and there's like love and romance and drama. Yeah. And then what's the last one? Oh yeah, this is a children's movie, but I still like it a lot because I do admit I watch children's movies sometimes because they can be very good. But this one is called Ballet Shoes, and it's a book that I read when I was younger. And it was made into a movie, and it has Emma Watson in it from Harry Potter, so that's cool. But yeah, that one is about like these 3 orphan girls who have to train to be dancers to make money, and I don't know. But those ones aren't very, like, I don't know, those ones are less like inspirational because they're just fiction. But I think the most inspirational movies is the Russian one called Ballerina, First Position, and then the Anaheim Ballet YouTube videos. Like, those are what like keep me moving, because like you just watch them and you're like, ah. So yeah, this video is actually really beside the point from what the theme was, but I kind of modified it, I guess, because I couldn't really answer that one. So yeah, I hope I didn't bore you too much. I'll see you next week. Bye.